We believe we live in an enlightened age. When we look up, we think we see the night. A few bright spots, perhaps, maybe a pale moon. But we have been deceived. What we are actually looking at is not the cosmos. It is a shroud, a digital curtain of our own making. Humanity did not just discover fire, we became obsessed with it. We decided to banish the dark forever. We wanted safety, efficiency, and a 24-hour cycle. In achieving that, we built something terrifying, a cosmic cage that we can't see, but that has trapped our minds and rewritten our relationship with existence. We built a machine to erase the universe. On January 17th, 1994, the ground shook beneath Los Angeles. A magnitude 6.7 earthquake, the Northridge quake, struck the city. Infrastructure collapsed. Power stations failed. In the minutes after the tremor, the entire metropolis was plunged into absolute, crushing darkness. Millions of people, scared and shaken, went outside onto their streets and balconies. Then the calls began. Not just to police and medical emergency lines, but to Griffith Observatory, NASA, and news stations. Terrified citizens reported seeing a strange, eerie, silvery cloud or a menacing object hovering silently over the city. A huge, structured formation that looked like a weapon or a celestial entity. They didn't recognize it. They thought they were under attack. It wasn't an alien invasion. It wasn't a weapon. It was reality. What they were seeing, many for the first time in their lives, was the true night sky, the structured core of the Milky Way Galaxy. For centuries, the grey sky above them had been a colossal lie, hiding the infinite architecture of our universe. That night, LA didn't just see stars, they saw the cage. They just didn't understand it yet. To understand how we reached this point, we must look back to the dawn of the Industrial Revolution. For hundreds of thousands of years, the human evening was governed by the natural fading of the sun. The night was a time of deep stillness, illuminated only by the faint glow of burning wood or oil lamps. The cosmos was an active participant in human life. Sailors navigated vast oceans, using nothing but the placement of Orion and the North Star. Philosophers mapped the human condition against the movements of distant planets. The sky was our map, our calendar, and our ultimate clock. But then came the electric bulb. In less than a single century, a mere blink in geological time, humanity deployed billions of artificial lights across the face of the planet. We converted the wilderness into concrete grids that never sleep. Today, if you look at Earth from the International Space Station, you will not see a dark planet. You will see a glowing web of electrical fire, burning so bright that it masks the darkness of space itself. Since 1994, this grey shroud has grown exponentially thicker. This isn't just an inconvenience for astronomers trying to peer into deep space. It is a biological and existential crisis of unprecedented scale. We call it light pollution, and it is consuming the natural night at an accelerating rate of nearly 10% every single year. Statistics compiled by global scientific studies are chilling. Over 80% of the world's population lives under light-polluted skies. In the United States and Europe, that number rises to an astonishing 99%. For the vast majority of human beings alive today, the grey dome of urban sky glow is the only sky they will ever know. This pollution of photons scattering affects far more than our view of distant galaxies. It disrupts the foundational ecosystems of our planet. Millions of migrating birds, which rely on constellations to navigate across continents, become disoriented by the artificial glare of skyscrapers, circling brightly lit towers until they collapse from exhaustion. Baby sea turtles, hatching on sandy beaches, are genetically programmed to crawl toward the bright, natural horizon of the ocean illuminated by the stars. Instead, they are lured inland by the harsh glare of streetlights and coastal hotels, marching toward their doom. Even within our own bodies, the permanent day is taking a heavy toll. We are forcing human biology, which evolved under a precise dark light cycle for billions of years, into an unnatural permanent twilight. Artificial light at night suppresses the production of melatonin, a critical hormone that regulates our sleep cycles, repairs cellular damage, and protects our immune systems. By erasing the night, we are fracturing our own health, trading our biological well-being for a few more hours of artificial productivity. We have become the ultimate architects of biological confusion. The true dread, however, lies not in biological health, but in psychological and spiritual imprisonment. Stars are not just background decoration for our world. They are a profound existential mirror. For the entirety of human history, the absolute vastness of the night sky was the primary catalyst for our greatest questions. It drove the birth of mathematics, physics, religion, and art. When our ancestors looked up into the deep void, they were forced to confront their own limitations. They had to accept their profound insignificance, realizing that humanity is just a fragile speck of dust drifting through an infinite, uncaring cosmic ocean. This realization kept us grounded. It inspired a collective humility. But what happens when the speck disappears? By banishing the darkness, we have accidentally locked ourselves inside a massive, self-reflective cosmic cave. The modern urban sky is entirely insular. All it shows us is a distorted artificial reflection of our own economic output. It doesn't inspire awe. It enforces a dangerous collective ego. We no longer look out into the infinite. We look only at ourselves, watching our own wasted energy bounce off smog and dust particles. We are the very last human generation that will hold a living memory of a true, unpolluted night. Future generations born in our megacities may grow up believing that the universe is an empty, grey fiction, a myth found only in ancient textbooks. This existential loss has sparked a quiet desperation. Today, a new type of traveller has emerged, the astro-tourist. Humans are now paying thousands of dollars to escape their glowing cities, journeying to the deepest corners of the Moroccan Sahara, the isolated peaks of Chile, or the remote plains of New Zealand. They are searching for the dark, running away from the very lights we fought for centuries to create. They are travelling thousands of miles just to catch a single glimpse of their true home among the stars. There are global movements trying to fight back. International dark sky reserves are being established, and there are growing proposals on internet forums and scientific communities for a universal space day, a coordinated holiday where entire countries turn off their grids for just one night, allowing humanity to look up and remember what lies beyond. But these movements are small against the unstoppable march of urbanization. Most of us will remain trapped from birth until death inside this glowing digital grey shroud. We demanded a permanent day, and the modern world granted our wish. But the hidden cosmic cost of that victory is terrifying. The universe is still out there, silent and infinite, but we have successfully blinded ourselves to the silence.